Welcome, welcome. Today is the day I'm doing my Ask Me Anything on D-Pad.life. We've got a lot of questions here, a lot of questions, though I have already answered all of them. I've answered them in advance, but we may get some during the 2-hour live period. So I'll take some advantage of this opportunity. AMA's live, posted that 9 minutes ago. In the meantime, we are 97% funded. 97%. We need $130 more. So if you're watching and you want to contribute, please, please, please do so today. GamerGateBook.com. That's GamerGateBook.com, or the people of GamerGate on Kickstarter. We've raised $5,870 out of our $6,000 goal. We're so close, with 5 days left. And as you can see, the Ask Me Anything is already filled to the brim with my great replies. I gave some pretty detailed ones, but I imagine we may get some new ones here. So in the meantime, I'm going to make a thumbnail for the Twitter space I did with Thoughtful Salt and Crash Matrix, Alan Harris, and the upcoming one with Derek Smart, and possibly one with Eric Kane too. So I'll make some thumbnails here, and then just answer any questions that pop up, and should be a relaxing ordeal, more or less, since we're caught up.
You said Rowley?
For the rest of us. And so I think that they are not necessarily a necessary evil, but they're a necessary event. And I do really appreciate the creativity that the GMs put into making the event. I have never once had anybody log into the game that I know of and not have punishment, usually a warning and getting a percentage. I was very new to the game. They will get freaked out.
Okay, yeah, I bet. I don't think I'm going to get too many.
If you hear some background weird noises, that's because I'm also listening to this interview to make clips out of it. This Champions of Alanthea interview. I caught up a little bit yesterday.
One-term president, and I respect the hell out of him. Oh, okay.
So this is way off my normal topics, but
political live streaming. I am. Make sure it's in front of your own hotel room door, not just a random person's. Because if they're not part of the con, they will get freaked out.
Okay, yeah, I bet. I don't think I'm going to get too many. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we'll take a drunk. Then I'll get a lot of good answers.
Oh yeah,
like people get a little.
Yes. Well, loose lips sink ships. Yeah. So
I'm going to get kicked out of this convention by the time we're done.
I hope so.
You've recorded too much. You've heard too much.
Like,
you gotta go.
Sir, and you're live streaming it, which is even more dangerous. Like, people are going to find out all of our little secrets now.
Your political views are well, the election's coming up, so I wanted to have some good. I'm also a political live stream.
Oh, okay.
I'm also a political live stream.
Oh, okay.
This is way off my normal topics, but up, so I wanted to have some. Well, the election's coming up. Political views are well, the election. Your political views are well, the election's coming up, so I wanted to have some good. The election's coming up, so I wanted to have. Election's coming up, so I wanted to have some good. I'm also a political live stream.
Oh, okay.
This is way off my normal topics, but political views are well, the. Your political views are. You said Rowan?
JT Vega says D-Pad group doesn't seem interested after reading what they said. It's mixed, very much so. You got some people who are anti-GG or seem to lean that way more, like this guy. Some people who seem to be leaning more pro. Like most of these comments are actually more pro-leaning, I guess, and a lot of memes too. But we did get a lot of good questions as well. I probably sent in like 10 or more, responded to 10 or more. JT says the Mass Effect 3 discussion seems good. And one of them was on point. Games journalism was being made fun of, pointing out the corrections made. Yeah, I think they're a pretty cool group of people for the most part. They seem very memey. They're a breakaway community from NeoGAF, by the way, if you didn't know. Um, they were originally most of the people there, at least, or at least a lot of them in the beginning, were NeoGAF posters, and they have since broken off and formed their own community a few years ago. So kind of like a memey gamer kind of chanty crowd. It seems from their posts at least. JT Vega says, to my understanding, the founder was Me Too'd and canceled. That is why everyone on Reset Era is full of creepy stalkers. There was also an issue with PlayStation fan loyalty on both NeoGAF and Reset Era. I'm not really too familiar with Reset Era or NeoGAF's history, to be honest. I might be looking more into that, especially NeoGAF, maybe for the Tachyon's take on censorship. I've decided that I want to do a whole Tachyon's take, basically a whole chapter at the end of one of the volumes, on the topic of censorship and GamerGate being censored in particular. I think that'll be an interesting area to explore, and it's one that hasn't. It's been talked about in the interviews quite a bit, but I've not personally done a deep dive on the topic. So I think that'll be worth exploring. And NeoGAF is one of the places that censored GamerGate, at least at first. I believe all the way through their history, or through much of their history at least. JT says, I think we should ask the founder for an interview, but I don't think he'll be interested. The founder of NeoGAF? I mean, I'm not really looking to add new people at this point. But given given that he's the founder of NeoGAF, I would be willing to make an exception. So if he wants to do it, yeah, I'm down. I'm not even sure his name. NeoGAF founder. Oh, was it Tyler Malka? Okay. But yeah, if he wants to do an interview, 100%. If someone wants to reach out to him, they're welcome to. I don't think I'm gonna email him probably. Maybe I will, but yeah, I'm trying not to add new people really since I'm trying to wrap it up, which is why the crowdfunding campaign is going on. think you can make a volume 2 of the book, JT says. Oh no, definitely. Yeah, there's going to be 11 to 13 volumes in total. This Kickstarter's for the full. Oh, I'm not doing voice today. Yeah, I'm just going to chill out and relax. I appreciate you invited to come on though, JT. But no, I'm just keeping this open because the AMA is technically live, but we don't have any live questions so far. So I'm doing some other work in the background, and actually, I just started playing a game, so I'll probably be doing that. And every 15, 20 minutes or so, I'll check the topic, and if there's any posts, I'll reply to them. But if not, then I'll close it down at 2 hours, and because I told them I would do it for 2 hours and accomplish some other work or play some games in the meantime. So yeah.
I'm also a political live stream.
Oh, okay.
I have some good. I'm also a political live stream.
Oh, okay.
So this is way off my normal topics, but
political live streaming. I am from Texas. I was raised.
It's going to get us in trouble. It's going to get us in a lot of trouble.
Buy her merchandise.
So you do separate the artist from the. You don't, right?
To an extent, because I'm not going to go burn my Harry Potter books. You know, they're not Dixie Chicks albums. You know, I can appreciate what Harry Potter was and also recognize that the person that created that good thing did many bad things. Doing one good thing doesn't outweigh the bad things you've done, but doing bad things also doesn't negate the good thing that you did. We're just people. Everybody screws up.
Any other wild cards you want to take?
I'll take one more.
All right.
Do you want to? Let's see. And I'm fine, especially if there's a role play function to it. But it really just seemed like I had walked in and interrupted an orgy, and it was a little weird. So I was like, you know what? Somebody's gonna hear this and be like, "Women and men." Sorry, tell me the last war woman started.
Well, Margaret Thatcher didn't start, I guess, the Falklands War. Okay. Well, it's about Israel-Palestine more generally, but
I think that both countries have the right to exist, but they need to learn to exist peacefully, coexist, and killing children is never the right choice in any situation. Ever. There's never once been a situation where killing children are being brought into this, and the elderly. Nobody needs to be involved in this. This is stupid. There are ways to work this out peacefully, and once again, I think that there is one particular group of people who don't agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they've been in power for many, many years. And
do they wear the funny hats? Or?
Like women and men. Sorry. Involved. Some of the last 4 women started. So.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure we can go through
into a real gross.
So about feminism, then, right? Or
do you next one?
Other muds? Do you play any other muds?
Organizing. What are we doing? Do you next one? What are we doing? Do you next one?
Other muds? Do you play any other muds?
What are you doing? Give me the next one.
Other mods. Do you play any other mods?
No. I tried once one that was like based on Vampire the Gathering.
You got a chemical burn?
I have a chemical burn, yeah. You can't get this color without achieving a little pain. You know, it hurts.
Well, hey, anything
You
else
have to suffer for beauty.
Anything else you want to talk about?
Do you like goat cheese?
I don't think I've ever had goat cheese.
You should really try it. It's
Really? Anything else you have?
no, thank you. I think it's thank you. I think it's wonderful. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Bye. I think I will switch it because I think that the
whatever makes you happy. I think it's wonderful. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Bye. I think Bye. I think
man?
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, nothing much. Hold on. How's it going with the book?
Good, good. I haven't been working on it too much lately because I've been promoting the Kickstarter for it, but yeah, we 97% of the way there. How have you been?
No. Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure you get your book promoted.
Thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. I saw
I
you
know.
saw you backed too. I appreciate that and have been promoting
Yeah,
it.
I did. Yeah, because I already did, and I was just like, okay, this needs to be put out there. I tried, man. I tried. I bought your book. I bought the hardcover.
Do you well, you don't have to tell me what you got. You don't have to say that publicly. But yeah, I appreciate
Yeah,
that. That's awesome. I
yeah,
the
because I just
first volume's already done. So the book's broken up into 11, between 11 and 13 different volumes
yeah,
plus a data volume at the end. So
yeah.
the
I'm
first
I'm
volume's
looking.
already done, so you'll get that pretty quick. Hardcover. I'll
I'm
ship that
looking
out.
at the I'm looking at the forums right now. It seems like a lot of them are kind of like neutral on the issue. Some people were like, yeah, like this one for example, I'm looking at it. This person named Hostile 18, he's like a PC user. Yeah, that's fair. I don't think it's quite the media versus the world, the market consumer. It's largely divided. Otherwise, we would be saying places like Reset Era are purely media driven with no agency for themselves. And the thing about Reset Era is that Reset Era tends to be a little bit hostile to my understanding of it. Like there was a lot of stuff that happened with Reset Era. I know from the fact that they harassed a guy, a PR manager at uh, Project CD Red, CD Red Project over a joke, but it wasn't really meant to be for the trans community, but it was just mostly just about preserving games. But they misinterpreted it and went after that person. And to my understanding of that whole situation with CD Project Red PR manager, he didn't mean for that to happen. But unfortunately, they take it out of context and get upset about it.
What did they do to him?
They went after his family.
Well, like they like doxed them or threatened them
Yeah,
or
they
what?
doxed them. They doxed them and called them up.
Oh,
Yeah, and threatened them. It was kind of a situation to where the guy lost his job because of this. It got to the breaking point that Reset Era is kind of a cesspool for harassers.
yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if that were the case, though. I've not like looked into it really, so I can't really say.
Yeah, we talked about it a lot on the gamer on the forums a lot, but the problem is they don't want us to talk about them anymore
On
because
Kotaku in Action,
yeah, and Kotaku Action too as well.
why don't they want you to talk about them anymore?
Um, let's put it this way: they no longer do that stuff anymore. Luckily, thank God. It's just there was a lot of stuff going on with Reset Era, especially the scandal that happened with them over the ESA scandal. You may have heard about it.
No.
ESA was leaking out information on game journalists and such that you know who the Australian I forgot her name. Allison. Let's see, I forgot her name. She's this. She's like a game journalist. She used to work for IGN. She also worked for. Apparently, she got doxxed because of
Alyssa
the
Mercante?
ESA. No, it wasn't Alyssa Mercante. It was an Australian game journalist. She used to work for IGN, Hoss House, and I forgot her name. She got into it with the ESA. She had to file a lawsuit against the ESA because they leaked they leaked out information on people going to the event known as what was it called? Um, the was the game the gaming expo.
Not E3.
Yeah, E3.
Oh,
It was E3. And apparently it turns out they were leaking out information on game journalists, especially YouTubers, and it got out thanks to game journalists who basically called out the stuff. But instead of a lot of people were upset about this, especially especially Reset Era was upset about this because apparently they got upset over the fact that she revealed this whole information and she had to sue them because of a stalker. And that's why she's kind of like a little bit, blacklisted, even though she's not well liked she's well liked in the industry. A lot of people like her, but it kind of got to the breaking point that she had to sue them for that because of the whole stalking situation that she had to go through. Because it was a lot of damages that was caused by the ESA.
about E3, you mean?
Yeah, about E3 because they were leaking information on game journalists and YouTubers.
Crazy.
Let me
Like they
see
didn't
if I
like
can
what
get.
they got hacked, or they just like didn't they like
Um,
leaked it out.
they they got sued for leaking. Let's just say that whenever they have like YouTubers or influencers or anybody, they have to have their information on a database, and they had this like they leaked out this database of people, and what happened was Reset Era got a hold of this list. That's how they were even PR people. They kind of got a hold of that list and got all that information on how they were doxing these people because they have some inside information on how to get this. And I remember the ESA lawsuit thing that happened with E3. It was really crazy.
You do anything for New Year's?
Yeah, I did. I basically worked.
Oh, that sucks. I went to a friend's party.
Yeah, yeah. I wasn't able to go anywhere. I had to go to. I was sick the whole time. It wasn't really fun, and it was kind of like Christmas. At least I got something. At least I got to spend time with my family. That was a good thing. As for New Year's, I had to work. It was just, and I just went home.
Did you follow the GamerGate stuff?
Yeah, I did. It's just people disagreeing on issues. I know there's a good video by Short Fat Otaku discussing the issue.
Yeah, his I liked his as well.
Yeah, his opinions are okay. The fact that people were kind of like, yeah, I kind of disagree with you about the whole censorship thing, and it's just that these are very bad actors that were trying to set up their own ideas about what should be blocked and what should be attacked over the fact that it was over First Descendant. I think that was the
Yeah, I believe
MMORPG.
that was it. Yes.
Yeah, and it was just for a girl dancing in hot pants. That's basically what it is, and they
And
called
they
it
call it
and they
porn. Yeah.
yeah, and they called it pornography, and I'm just like, I didn't really think that was it was. It's kind of like how people kind of perceive certain things online as pornography or child pornography. I remember that guy was accusing an anime known as Spy X Family, the little girl. Like there was a scene where the guy rescued the little girl, and this one person on TikTok claimed it was pedophilia. That's kind of how stupid it is.
Oh yeah, people are obsessed with like the Lally stuff, like making a huge deal.
Yeah,
Like I don't watch this stuff myself, but like I don't really give a shit. Like I don't. People make such a huge deal out of it. Like they, like what happened with food shops or Vosh
yeah.
later on, and
I understand. I understand the whole thing about the horse thing was just him doing AI stuff. It was kind of stupid, and yeah, a lot of people are being canceled over this stuff.
well, food shops actually. Did you see that she recently quit streaming?
I heard.
Yeah, I wasn't aware, but I found out like 2 weeks ago. But
Yeah,
apparently she
she
quit a
kind of
while ago.
quit. Yeah, she was standing up a little bit more when I recalled watching her. But sadly, food shops gave up because of the whole. I think it was that one drama that happened.
The Lally drama.
It wasn't the lolly drama; it was something else.
Well,
Because
she said it was like personal, real life stuff going on too.
yeah, that was kind of what was going on. Was probably financial stuff.
Yeah,
But I
I
don't
mean, she
blame.
was getting decent numbers. I mean, as a streamer for
Yeah,
sure. Like she was definitely on the
yeah,
up and up. She probably
yeah.
could
I
have made
guess
it.
she could have made it. It's just a lot of people were kind of like skeptical about her and her about the lolly shit drama. And when I was listening to her talk about this, I understand it was like a mental health thing. It's like, okay, you don't sexualize children in that way. That's fine. It's just you enjoy that crap, but in privacy your own home. That's your business, not mine.
Right.
But I understand some people kind of freaked out about the posting of images on
Whoa,
her Discord. That's what caused
whoa! I didn't hear about this.
Yeah, that's what I heard from some people talking about that. What happened was there was a posting of images of characters, and it was they were just being funny about it, but at the same time they freaked out about the images.
What like food shops posted images of what like Lally from anime
Yeah,
or
I
well
think
that's
it
a
was some. I think it was some. From what I heard, that's what I heard.
yeah, I would need to see like
That's
way
what.
more
That's what.
context about it.
That's
Like
what. That. That's what I heard from people bringing up the whole situation.
I
And
followed this was that like recent because like I remember at the
that
time I
was
don't remember
that
that
was years
happening.
ago. It was years ago.
Okay, I don't think she posted any. I know that she posted like her manifesto on the topic.
Yeah,
And like she talked about it and debated it, like probably longer
yeah,
than was good and healthy for her to do so. Uh, but
yeah.
but yeah,
There's
I
a
know.
lot of things that
I
happened.
think what happened to her was wrong, from my recollection of
I
events.
know,
But
I know.
I haven't,
I
I
think
don't
I
know.
think
Like,
it was wrong. I think it was wrong of them to do that. I understand that she hasn't touched any children, thank God. She hasn't really, actually had sex with children, but people kind of take it out of context to where, oh, you watch this stuff, you must be
which
that's
I
kind of what.
get that people are. I mean, I think it's weird too. Like I would be less trusting of a person like that.
Yeah, and
If you
that's
know,
the thing.
but
That's the thing.
I
I would
wouldn't be
tell
like, oh, they need to be
people,
ostracized from all of society and they can't be allowed to do live streams on YouTube. Like like no,
yeah,
like
I
that's
understand.
ridiculous.
Like Vosh is still going, and yet he's doing his content. He still has a following. It's
Well,
not
yeah,
like
people
he.
were also very selective and where they where it's like, oh, this content creator, I'm okay with them because I like them. Like,
Yeah,
but or because they're
but
bigger,
food
right?
shops, fuck
But
food shops,
yeah,
and I
what?
and I and I and that is kind of true though, because it's like, oh, he has lolly and horse porn in his folder, and yet this person was posting stuff online that I don't like. I don't like this person, but I like Vosh. It's like, yeah, it's true that people were very selective and hypocritical about it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not trying to like say, hey, um, but I get it. Like food shops has done try to defend themselves very well. I don't think Food Shops is a bad person. I don't see. Luckily, Food Shops didn't, have sex with actual children, because that would have been worse.
I mean, she looked
But
at a fucking cartoon. Okay, I mean, like it's a
yeah,
cartoon of yeah, drawn CP, which I think is disgusting. But like, I don't think that you looked at this, therefore your life needs to be over. That
yeah,
can't be the standard we set in society.
and that's the thing. Like, people don't seem to understand the issue with what is real and what is fake. And it's like, okay, there's certain cartoons that I can understand can be a little bit violent or a little bit risque, but I can discern that they are not real. And the fact that people should try to educate people on the difference between reality and fiction, but sometimes it's not easy to do that. It's kind
Because
of
they're
like how
moral
people,
busybodies.
yeah. And I would say, you have every right not to watch those films or consume those films because they may have violence in them. I get that. Like, if you don't want to watch that type of stuff, don't watch it. It's like kind of like how people feel about horror films. You don't need to watch that stuff to be cool. It's your choice on the matter whether or not you want to consume this type of content.
Yeah, I agree. I had someone comment on one of my videos earlier, and they were talking about like, oh, we just don't want pornography in games or something along those lines. It was like a much longer comment. I'm summarizing,
Yeah,
and
okay.
well, then don't buy it.
Yeah, don't buy that stuff if you feel if it's a problem with you, you don't have to buy that content. It's not forced upon you to buy it. That's the thing. It's being sold, and you have every right not to watch or consume that type of content because it's your money. If you want to buy a game that you feel that it's not safe, don't buy it.
Exactly, I agree 1,000%. Like that's what the solution to all this shit is. It's capitalism, okay? Let the market decide
Yeah.
what's successful or not. If you want to
Yeah.
make
And if you think people are immature kids that don't know how to buy a video game that is safe for them, or parents that, because there are parents out there that are dumb that will buy games like Call of Duty, for example, and they don't even care if the kid is gonna play this game.
all right, but that's their fault. That's not the government's fault or society's fault. That's up to the
Yeah,
parents and what they want to do.
yeah, and it's like people don't seem to understand that this is the type of content that they have. This is the content that you could select and not buy. It's simple as that. But they just kind of continuously do this stuff because, oh, it's because we need to protect the children argument. And it's like, okay, but it's the parents' responsibility. But this game is so violent. Yes, it is. But that's the reason why we have a rating system. It's rated M for mature. The only way to gain access to that game is to have an ID.
Well, I would
It's like,
I don't support that. I mean, but
yeah,
that's
it's
what
like,
yeah, that's what
yeah,
some people would probably
that's what,
propose as an alternative.
yeah, it's like you can only buy a game if you have an ID. If you're an adult, if you're an adult and you
Well,
have to
if
show your
right now
ID,
in a lot of
it's
stores,
it's kind of like,
that's basically the case, right? Like I remember I worked in retail.
yeah,
I've talked before about how I worked at Target, and like they card people. Like if you the cash register will literally come up, or at least it used to, if you scan an M-rated game or like an R-rated movie, and it'll ask you to card the person. But like 90% of the time, it's like, okay, well, it's are you
they
over the
would,
17? It's pretty obvious if the
yeah,
person is or not. But like,
yeah.
yeah,
If you got like a scrushy like beard that says it's white, it's
right.
like
I'm
it's
probably not
all
gonna
gray
card. I'm not
hairs.
gonna card. A 70-year-old or someone who looks like they're
Yeah,
ancient.
yeah, yeah, and it's kind of like that. But it's like people seem to think that you know, people are that stupid into buying these mature rated games. Like, yes and no. It depends on the person.
But also too, like I don't even think like M-rated games are like a huge deal. Like if kids play them, like I don't think you're gonna become a killer. Like the evidence and stuff like it's
Yeah,
not gonna.
it's
Yeah.
proven. It's proven fact that I played Mortal Kombat when I was like 11 years old. Let me see what time. What year was it when Mortal Kombat came out?
I don't know the age that I played my first M-rated game, but I was
And that
probably
was
before I was a teenager.
okay. It came out in 1992. I think I was 11 years old when that game came out,
Yeah, I think
or
so. I played. Yeah,
or 12.
I don't
I played
know
that, and that was M rated.
which Mortal Kombat.
The original one, the one that was in the arcade, and I actually played it on Sega Genesis.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what my first M-rated game was. I don't know if this is it, but I think it
And it and it
might
and
have
it
been
came out
either
in 1992.
92. Dang,
Yeah.
you're old, JT.
Yeah, I'm a very old guy. And that's the thing. Like everyone doesn't realize like these games, for example, like that was the game that caused a lot of controversy within the government because of how violent it was.
Yeah, congressional hearings and stuff. I remember. Yeah, I mean, I don't
Yeah.
remember seeing them, but I've heard about them, read about them.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like this game was historically the one game, and then of course when Mortal Kombat 2 came out in 1993, it was like a big surprise. They made that game, and I played that game too. It was a very good game for what it's worth. It was one of the best games ever. Especially Mortal Kombat 3 came out in 1995. My God.
By the way, if you're listening to this, if you want to back, as an add-on, you can play Mortal Kombat with Lord Nurgle. You can actually play Mortal Kombat with Lord Nurgle, among many, many, many other game offerings that you can play games with
Yes,
people.
yes, guys. You can play with Lord Norgal, who happens to be. Um, luckily, he's doing okay.
That's good. That's good. I was talking to him the other day. I'm glad to hear he's
Yeah,
doing well.
yeah. I was worried about him. I hope he's doing all right because a lot of people are kind of worried because he went through some surgery from what I heard.
Well, he's been yeah I mean he's been very open about it, but I don't want to talk too much about his
Yeah,
health stuff. But yeah,
yeah,
he was going through a tough time for a while there.
yeah. I hope he's okay because I'm kind of worried. I just want him to. I just pray that things pull through for him.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, yeah. But as far as I know now, Mortal Kombat, like people right now, right now the DLC stuff, people are kind of probably like, nah, I'm not gonna buy the DLC for Mortal Kombat 1
Yeah, I was
because
never a
people are kind of
huge fighting game fan. Um,
yeah.
I was always trash at them. I could never get the combos down and memorize them
Me,
all.
me neither, but it was fun. Like it's same as Street Fighter, and I know that a lot of video games in the past were just sold on PC, but the PC market was too expensive.
Yeah, Smash Bros. I feel like I'm not good at Smash Bros. Like I've actually gone to tournaments and
Yeah,
I've been completely disabused of the notion that I'm good at Smash Bros. But with friends, I have a really good time with it.
you
I
have a
enjoy
good time
the
with
gameplay.
Smash
It's
Bros.
yeah, it
I
doesn't it's not combo heavy. It's very
I remember I played Halo, and I wasn't that good until people kept showing me tricks on how to do Halo. And I know there's some good players out there that could beat me in Halo.
well, Halo was my shit in high school. So like that was me
Yeah.
playing an M-rated game I probably wasn't uh
Yeah, and I'm pretty
technically
sure your
supposed to play.
friends. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure your friends were like all of them were playing on Halo and just be
Oh
like,
yeah.
"Oh shit," and throwing their controllers and everything.
Well, I don't know about throwing the controller so much, but yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. I would never throw my controller, but it was like one of the funnest times. Like people, that was like the funnest times in gaming that you ever had. Even though it was a console, it was one of the best games ever played. Especially, I know people love Doom. people love playing RTS games. I know people were like, and also Diablo. Those are the fun times in gaming.
Yeah, I mean, I still have fun with games too, but I'm not a kid anymore. So
Yeah,
now it's like if I want to play a game, it's like I have to like get off work and like do 20,000 other things. Now I've got like a
same,
30 minute
same,
period of free time, 30 minutes of free time. It's like, oh,
same. I do that. I do like an hour or 3 hours, depending on the time that I get home. Um, excuse me. But I remember playing Diablo. Man, that game was no joke. Excuse me.
yeah, Diablo's great. StarCraft's great.
Yeah,
Played a lot of
and
those.
that
Just
game came out in 1997.
Diablo 1.
Yeah, Diablo 1 came out in 1997. And then I remember Diablo 2. Fun times with that one. That one actually had like a lot of DLC.
Diablo 2 was great. I actually never beat it though. I always got to the desert a little bit past there, and I never got
Mhm.
past that part. And I need to go through at some
Yeah.
point and play through the whole game because I've probably played through up until like Act 2. That is, I think Act 2 or 3. And I played up to that point like probably like 4 or 5 times at least with different
Yeah.
characters. Like sometimes hardcore, so if you die forever. You know.
Yeah. It was fun though. It was like one of those games that was like you could play on your PC. It was like the first time. And I remember I used to remember the one thing that changed Blizzard. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm sorry about that. It's just I got a really bad cough.
Oh, you're good. What changed at Blizzard?
What changed Blizzard forever was the piracy thing. I remembered I actually will admit I did pirate the game.
Oh, which one? Diablo 2?
I think it was Diablo 2. I remember the key code thing scandal. People were using the same key code online to play the game.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was really common back then.
And it was really common and people it was like the first time you could actually use the game without a disc. That it was the first time when digital came out.
You know, BattleNet was great. Like the original
Yeah.
BattleNet, that was such a great system.
Yeah, it was a great without using a disc, BattleNet kind of helped its best. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times too. Especially with I think I played what was it? StarCraft. I played StarCraft. It was fun too. But man, I had to give up on it. Wasn't that good.
I understand. I'm still trash at StarCraft. I mostly do the custom games because I'm not very good at
Yeah.
melee.
Yeah. But it was like the online thing was kind of crazy. I love the storyline of it, especially the expansions. They were fun.
Did you like
But
StarCraft 2?
I couldn't get into it. I haven't been able to buy it.
The
I might
story is
probably.
pretty. The story, I don't know if I'd say it's good. It's fun to play, and it gives you like the campaign gives you like a lot of customization where you can have like all
Yeah.
sorts of like weird customized units that are different from the multiplayer.
Yeah.
But like the story of like the first expansion of like Wings of Liberty, the first is like it's like 4 different campaigns.
Or
There's the
different
three,
cabinets.
yeah. There's the Zerg, Protoss, and Terran. The Terran campaign's
Oh
great.
yeah.
The Zerg campaign I liked a lot, but the Protoss campaign, the story goes in a really weird direction.
Ah. Like it was like you didn't like that ending, but you had to.
Well, do you want me to spoil or no?
No, don't
Okay.
don't
Okay.
spoil it.
All right.
Because I know that what's her name was a bitch in the, in the
The
first.
queen bitch of the universe.
Yes, the queen bitch of the universe. Like right now, I'm trying to beat. I'm trying to beat Dragon Age, and I know a lot of people are upset about Dragon Age. I
Wait,
played it
Veilguard?
myself. Yeah, I
I have to
played
listen
it
to it.
myself. I played it. I would say I'm kind of disappointed with the story so far because they just pulled a whatchamacallit, Mass Effect 3 on me. And I'm just like, so Varric is dead. And I got tricked into believing that Varric is alive.
So, how political is the game? Would you say?
I'd say the part about the issue that people had was with Tosh, the character in the game, who happens to be non-binary. The problem with her was her story wasn't well developed.
Gotcha. So is that basically the main complaint then people had, or?
Yeah, it's the main complaint with her is her story was kind of like cringe. That was the whole thing. Like she was being rude and pessimistic about herself, and it's like, yeah, we understand. You are who you are. No one's trying to go after you or anything like that. But apparently there was a group of people that went after her because she was a dragon breather. Like she just her ability to basically spit fire out of her mouth.
Okay. So and there's a scene I've seen video of it. I believe of there's a push-up scene where a character has to
Yeah,
do push-ups for misgendering her, I believe,
yeah,
or
yeah,
them, or.
yeah. That was the issue that people also had with it. I did see that scene, and I could confirm from it that it was that was the cringiest scene that people did not like. It's like, why should I do push-ups for someone I don't even know?
But you're
It was a
enjoying the
total.
game so far, though, aside from the.
The gameplay is okay, but I'm so upset because they put too much into the game. Like there's too much of it, like too much cinematics. That's the issue that I have with it. It's like the gameplay's good, but there's too much cinematics in this game that it just gets to that breaking point that maybe they overstep their boundaries on putting so many cinematics into the game.
Do you feel like you had to have played the first three first, or I'm not sure if like the stories are
I
connected at all,
I
or.
I played the first one. I played the second one. I even including Inquisition, and I played those games since I had the X. Like I played it on the Xbox originally. I played the first one on the Xbox 360. Um, it was very hard, and there was a lot of issues with it. But after a while, I decided to come back to it because Part Two was coming out,
Mhm.
and I played it, beat it, and then I decided to go on to part two. Part two actually had really good gameplay, but it was too. From what I understand, people were complaining about the fact that uh, it wasn't really open world. That wasn't just the issue. It was just that people were complaining about the fact that they were going into the same areas over and over again because they didn't have. Because from what I understand, the game itself didn't have like they were using the version of Unreal Engine, and what happened was they had to reuse the same areas to do missions at, and people hated going back to those areas in order to basically do these cinematic events that they were doing, and they got tired of that. That was what was upsetting. But in part three, it was open world. You can go to wherever you want to go to, but it was pretty difficult too. You had to grind in that game too. That was the one thing I didn't like about that one. And then I find out in part three of the of Inquisition, you find out from Liliana, the first character you encounter that was one of your companions. Liliana tells you that the original the first hero of Thoreldrin died,
Now is the character from the first game or what?
Yeah, that you created yourself, died. And I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? After all I did in that game, after I,
Well, like died
it,
after a long, happy, long-lived life, or like died
yeah,
shortly after the
yeah,
events.
died. Went to the basically the Grey Warden, the hero for Elden, died in a bad way. Basically, the calling took him. The character that I worked so hard to put on, that I did from Dragon Age Awakenings, which was the expansion side story that they did, and there was other DLCs for side stories as well. Part 2, forget it, he's not in part 2. It's just a new character called Hawk. And then you find out Hawk is a bit of a bitch who's like a pussy, and he's like, I don't want to be around this anymore. I don't even want to fight that one, the instrument like you encountered in the Dragon Age 2. And it's like everything that they did was all for nothing.
So is role playing an important aspect for you in single player
Um
games or multiplayer or
and
both?
yeah, this was based on what BioWare did, because a lot of people were big fans of BioWare when they did games like, let me look it up if I can remember, because they did Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic. They did Jedi Empire. They did Mass Effect, but they were also responsible for producing Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, and they also did the MMO version of Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah, the Old Republic. Yeah.
Yeah, with the help of Obsidian, with the help of Obsidian. I know Obsidian did like the other version of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, but BioWare also helped out too. It's kind of a shame that that IP is in IP hell right now.
Why? No one
But
owns the rights, or
let's put it this way: they were considering bringing it back, but it got canceled due to a certain person that no one uh was a controversial character in the gaming scene that no one liked to see rewriting the whole story.
ah? Well, I know that there were some
Yeah,
fan projects a few years ago that were trying to basically remaster KOTOR 1 at least, or
yeah,
and they were like cease and desisted, I think, right?
yeah. There were some of them were not. It was just basically those were mods.
Hmm.
And it's like there were so many mods that you could have done in that game that were just so fun, that they made those projects. They were just basically just projects that people liked. And yeah, you could have done an HD version of this game and made it look good so that fans can actually play it again, because it was a good story. But
This
sadly it was canceled. Sadly it was canceled because they didn't like the person that was doing it, and I forgot her name. A very controversial person that she was on a she was like on a news report talking about, and this was the writer, I forgot her name, let me look her up. Let's see, a girl allegedly raped. Okay, a phony right. Okay, so the third GTA victim allegedly sexually assaulted, and she was a game journalist. I forgot her name though. She was writing for that game, and a lot of people didn't want to be around her. they didn't want her to be involved in the game because the lady who said she was sexually assaulted in GTA 3 or 4, I think it was GTA.
Who was this? I
Red,
do I think I remember what this the controversy you're talking about, the story.
yeah, yeah, and it was in GamerGate when they brought it up, and of course this lady was the same lady because she opposed GamerGate. I remember that she was from Canada, and she claimed that she was sexually assaulted in GTA. Well, I think it was GTA 4
Oh, this was like a Kotaku
online.
article.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
a Kotaku. It was also on the news too.
Yeah, it was eerily realistic. You could see like and it shows like the most unrealistic like scene ever.
Yeah, like it was a hacker. Oh, now I remember. At least Game Journalist recorded this. This is yeah,
Yeah, and the
and
news
she
was
was
running with this as like a legit thing. Yeah, I remember this.
yeah. It was copy. It was like the New City. It was City News Canada, and I recalled a lot of people like were talking about this girl that was showing up. Let me see if I can find her name. Let's see. San Mags. That's her name. San Mags was the one that was writing for the new Star Wars remake of the San Mags Knights of the Old Republic. And people did not want to the controversial Knights of the Old Republic remake writer San Mags quits.
Well, JT, I think I'm gonna call it a night. I
Yeah.
was wanting to mostly just
I'm
relax tonight
sorry.
if we didn't have too many questions. Oh, you just
I know.
apologize. I'm glad you joined me.
Yeah, because I know you're trying to sell this book, and it's like it's not getting a lot of attention on D-Pad. It's like what
Yeah.
are they trying to do?
I
It's like
well, it's only got like 500 members on the forum, right? So
yeah, yeah. I think you probably needed to
529.
try another form and see what they could do.
Yeah, I mean, I've got this is like the seventh AMA I've done. Some of them have been okay. The D-pad one during the reason this was so much slower too is I replied to all of these in advance because I thought if I bump the topic that's like to my
Yeah,
interest.
yeah. Just
Um,
copy and paste all of that, and just tell people, hey, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? And get into the topic of harassment in gaming and all that other stuff that's been talked about.
I could have jumped in and replied to more of these because there was a big discussion about Mass Effect, like you said, and then also about there's a big discussion too about there was a whole other topic as well.
Yeah,
Oh, between
like
Hostile and the other guy.
yeah, because I think most people should probably talk about the other thing about San Mags and her being sexually assaulted by GTA 4.
Well, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and close this out. So, thank you for watching, everyone. Thank you for joining me, JT. If you're
Thank you so
watching
much.
this, please back the Kickstarter. We are $130 away from our goal, with 5 days left as of me saying this.
Yeah.
And you can please back today at GamerGateBook.com. That's GamerGateBook.com, or the People of GamerGate on Kickstarter. Thank you to the D-Pad community and moderators for hosting the AMA for me here, and have a great night. Thanks for watching. Happy New Year.
Cool.